Welcome to our Noble Globe. And this being Black History Month, we're going to take a peek at Africa. We have two wonderful young ladies from West Africa who attend Chemeketa Community College. Yay! In our backyard. I'm going to ask, tell your name and what you're studying there.
I'm Mayali. I'm
Mayali.
studying international studies.
International studies. And what do you want to become? How do you want to use it?
I think I will be a lawyer.
A lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. So if you get sued, you come to her, especially if you go across international boundaries, and she'll be in hot pursuit of you.
Yeah.
That's part of international relations. And you are from Benin?
Yeah, Benin. Well, I'm Flori Mission, and I'm studying accounting.
Accounting.
And I'm planning to be an accountant.
Okay. Tax time is coming. We're going to need you.
Sure.
Accountant, sure. When you were a little girl, what was your dream? What did you want to be?
When I was a little girl, I was actually planning to be financial manager.
Yes.
So, yeah, I was planning to be a
What changed your mind?
I actually went to the university and I found it really difficult.
Difficult.
Yeah. For the management, I don't really like reading, so it was really difficult for me to focus. So I had to change my mind to accounting.
A whole other thing.
Yeah.
By the way, your native language is French?
Yes, French.
And yours is?
French.
Also French. Okay, good. Because for those of you who are not African students, these were actually once French colonies, and they got their independence, I think, in the 1960s?
Yeah,
Yes.
1960s.
Yeah. The first country to get independence was the old Gold Coast, which is nearby, and that used to be a British protectorate colony. And that was in 1961, I think, with Kwame Nkrumah. When I was a little
that's
kid, way
when,
back when. And that was, and then Guinea came with Sekou Touré later on.
Yeah.
I don't know, that was the French, and Senegal is also a little up there and all. What is, now, your countries are on what's called the Gulf of Guinea, which is an extension of the Atlantic Ocean. What is the ocean, what is the water like in that part of the world? Do you go swimming in the beaches there? Are there sharks? Are there tropical fish? What is it like in that area?
We don't really go to the sea. We have lagoon
Like,
and river.
mhm.
We used to fish there.
What kind of fish do you eat?
Salmon.
Salmon. So you should be right at home because there's salmon here in Oregon.
Yes.
Good.
But they are not cooked like that in the
They're
country.
not as good.
Yes.
They're not naturally fed the way they are back in the Ivory Coast. Okay. What kind of food do you eat? Do you go for fish also?
Golden fish.
What kind of fish do you
We
like?
also have salmon. We have another fish, but I don't really know their names.
Oh,
So I only know.
they don't know your name
salmon.
either. So you're even-
Yeah. But I don't really know their names.
Okay. If you would have breakfast back in Benin, which used to be called the Home, what would a typical breakfast be like? What kind of food would you be eating?
I myself don't really eat breakfast. In the morning, I usually eat fried yam and then eggs,
Fried yams and
or
eggs.
maybe
Hear that?
chocolate
Get ready,
tea.
write down.
Yeah.
So we'll give you the recipe.
fried yams and egg, and then maybe tea or chocolate milk, something like that for breakfast.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of toys did you play with when you were a little girl?
But when I was a little girl, I didn't really play with toys. I was like playing with sand with other children, like me, sand with water, and then play with it.
Oh, wow.
That's the way I used to play when I was a child.
Do you miss that?
Yeah, I really missed it.
You miss that because now you have many more responsibilities.
Yes.
Okay. How hard is it to learn English, by the way? Is it a tricky language for you?
It was really hard for me. I started learning English in like 2 years ago.
Yes.
I went to Ghana
Mm-hmm.
and a school in Ghana, and then it was really hard for me to understand at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But then I got used to it, and I was talking with friends, and they were helping me, and yeah. But it was really hard at the beginning.
For you also?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to share with you a secret because many years ago when I lived in Arlington, Virginia, East Coast, I taught English as a second language.
Yeah.
And the kids, the students asked me, how do you know the difference between a long sound, a long vowel, and a short vowel? So I made up this story. Make believe that the vowels are children and the consonants are grown-ups, adults. Now, if you have one in the word man
Yeah.
or can, you have two grown-ups and one child. So the child is quiet because he's surrounded by two grown-ups. So you have can with a short A. But if you add an E, you have two children. So the first child opens up and becomes noisy, and it becomes cane or main. Interesting way of giving a personality to the letters.
Yeah, that's
So
interesting.
a
I
good
just
tip, yes.
like to do that. It's an easier way to kind of teach crazy rules of English and all. What are some of the unusual rules in English that you find difficult to deal with? Or
Maybe it's
or this-
phrasal verbs.
Yes, what?
The phrasal.
Hmm.
Thank you. That's all.
And what about you? What are some of the sounds that are very different from French, and or some of the rules that seem to be not consistent, that they change,
The sound.
you know? Like the word tough, T-O-U-G-H, you don't pronounce the G and the H,
Yeah, it's actually the TH sound.
T-H, the.
Yeah, I don't really know. I can't
It
even do
doesn't
it.
exist in French.
It doesn't
not
really.
easy.
No, it doesn't really exist in
Right.
French.
Like this and that.
I only use T for TH sound.
Okay, so
Like that
see?
and-
So all you guys out there, don't take the TH sound for granted. So when you say this and that thoroughly gives us thanks for the thoroughfare. a tongue twister and all. Okay. What are some of the thoughts you had about what the United States would be like before you came, probably based on movies or music? Were there any kind of false images you got about this country? What was that like? Tell us. Open our eyes.
I thought people would have been very rude,
Rude.
but they are not. They are so kind here.
See.
Yeah.
Okay. Surprise, you're not as rude as some people thought. Your image from the cowboy western stuff is different. Did you think a lot of people would be like cowboys with guns and
Yes.
horses and all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not too many horses. Enough horse manure, but that's verbal. I'm teasing, of course. Okay. If you were to ask Americans some questions about your curiosity about this, why don't you test me and ask if you have some questions about some of the customs or traditions here in the United States of Oregon? I'll try my best to explain them to you. Start with you. What would you like to know about?
I want to know if it is impolite to stare at people.
Is it impolite to stare at people?
Yeah.
It's better if you smile because that makes it friendly, and I think it's better if you sweep your eyes. Now it happens that the Indians or Native Americans traditionally don't like eye contact. That's the cultural tradition. That's what I had heard. So it's not a good idea if you're dealing with Native Americans, but don't stare too much because some people might get a little bit frightened and what they call uptight. What's a good word? Tense, stress, so and all. And I'm not flirting with you now, but one of the things I'm saying, because I used to work for a black newspaper, is that with black skin pigment, the whiteness of your smile, the white teeth, stand out much more beautiful than with a white face because it gets lost. There's less contrast. I bet you never thought about that.
No.
No? But it's true. If you think about it, white teeth and white face, you don't have the contrast. But
Yeah,
with a
it's
beautiful black
true.
skin, the smile is more radiant. So congratulations. See, that's an advantage you never thought you had.
Yeah.
See, so. By the way, I used to be a counselor, therapist, and sometimes people came into the office and they were sad, depressed, and all. So here's what I told them. I said, God gave us a mouth like a directional signal in a car dashboard. You could either be full of joy and happiness and point your upward lips in the direction of heaven and smile, or you could frown and cry and point them downward in the direction of hell. So which way do you want to go?
Heaven.
Said that you smile. There's your
Heaven,
answer.
yeah.
So the
Heaven.
next time you feel sad, you say, I got to get my lips going pointing to heaven because that's the direction. I want to get my passport in that direction.
Yeah.
Never heard that one before.
No, that's my first time.
Okay, go ahead. Just what would you like to say? Go ahead.
Okay, so I always wonder why, like, you walking in the street and people be smiling at you. I always wonder why. Is it like a custom here, or what does it really mean, people to smile at you?
Well, I could only guess because I haven't spoken to the people, but they may have had a good experience earlier in the day, and the feeling of happiness continues, and it's sweeping them. They also may be trying to escape something unhappy in their life,
Yeah.
and they're looking forward to their next success, their next happy moment, and all. Or they may be trying to make friends out in the street and all. Or they may say, look what a crazy society we live in. I can't take it too seriously. I might smile, and I'll take it in stride. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because depression is a very big problem in this country. A lot of people get stressed and depressed. Both men and women, they have a family, they have a job, they go to school, they have bank accounts, expenses, boyfriend, girlfriend, one of each in some people. And so all of these things, it's like layers of lasagna, and they pile up. And when you have all these pressures on you, you get a little bit nervous,
Yeah.
a little tension. And so that some people can't handle it. Now, I really believe, ladies, that how you change from being a teenager to a grown-up will pave the way, sow the seeds for how well you change from being a working person to a retiree and a senior citizen. So you're not thinking about it now, but your coping skills of adjusting to change is being developed at the moment, at the age you are now, and how well you could deal with new experiences and both pluses and minuses and all. So don't let them crush you. As I said, I used to be a social worker
Yeah.
in the medical field, so I like to be helpful, nurturing. You know the word nurturing?
Not true.
No.
No.
That means sort of helpful. It's almost like a mother nurtures the child. It means to be very supportive. It's a beautiful word, nurture. N-U-R-T-U-R-E, nurture.
Okay. Not true.
It almost means like to give nutrition to the soul. I think that's a good way to put it. What questions do you want to ask about our funny customs here in America?
I don't really know. Do you have some?
I was thinking about some, but then I forgot them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about college life. What is it like for you at Chemeketa Community? What's it like in the classroom these days?
What I like the most is that it's really participative. In my country, it's not like that. It's like the teacher come and give his lesson, and you just go.
So
You are not allowed to talk.
you're passive.
Yes.
You're a captive audience.
Mm-hmm.
You are prisoners of the professor.
Yes.
And you don't dare break the chains or you get beheaded like the crazy terrorist organization that is in northern Nigeria and all. Is it scary in your land, or they have terrorism to any extent there also, or not much?
In my country, there's no terrorism right now.
And in Benin?
No, there's not.
Okay. so it's safe and all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you find it safe here in Salem?
The first time I came, it wasn't safe because of what I heard. They shoot that happened here, so I
Oh,
got
you mean Umpqua Community College?
yeah, I got really afraid, and I even wanted to change my set. And then, yeah, my host mother told me no, that it wasn't really like it wasn't used to happen. That they don't even know why it happened. So
That's a rarity. And, you know, it happens in some, you know, it's been happening more often around the country, but this was the first time it happened in a college in there. I wish they were able to screen people more and give them mental health treatment before it happens. And that's something that our society and the next president, the next Congress, have to work toward and all. By the way, you may have heard there will be 50 refugees from the Middle East and Congo and Ethiopia coming to Salem this year.
yes,
And Catholic Charities is running the project. We had 300 people show up at the forum over at Locke Auditorium in January, and there'll probably be another forum at Chemeketa Community College, we think in April, so we're working with some of the staff there, and there'll be an information day. And I was told they may be having community service programs where students, including international students like yourselves, that you could help the refugees collecting blankets and
yeah.
school supplies and toys and helping them practice their English or learning how to go shopping in this country.
Yeah.
Is the shopping very different in this country than in your home country, or
Yes.
you have supermarkets back home?
We have supermarket, and we also have all those small, like, if you want to buy maybe tomatoes and onion, you don't have to go to the supermarket. We have all those women selling it at the gate of their house,
Yes.
so you don't have to go to a fireplace before getting your teas down.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really hard here to shop because you have to take the bus and go down to the supermarket and come back.
Some people
Yeah, it's
make a
stressful.
list of what they want to go before they do their shopping and all.
Yeah.
And all. Yes. So, what do you like best about Chemeketa Community College?
Diversity. It's a lot of, how do we say that? International students.
Yeah,
Okay.
Multicultural Center.
Yeah.
Okay, from the different countries you've met, which country do you find the most surprises, most interesting among the international students?
Russia.
Russia,
Yes.
yeah, very different.
Yeah.
My grandparents came from Ukraine, which is near Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'll teach you two words. Da means yes, and niet means no.
Oh.
Da and niet,
Da and yet.
niet, N-Y-E-T. They have a sound you don't hear in English very much.
Yeah.
You know, and I've actually been to Moscow, and Moscow is the only city I've ever seen where they have a cemetery as part of the park, because they had so many people die in World War II that they ran out of cemetery room, so they used part of the park for a cemetery.
Oh.
Strange
Yeah.
for me.
That's strange.
And they had color of cars. One was almost orange like pumpkin, and one was almost like the color of a pickle.
Oh.
That's not a usual color for an automobile.
Yeah.
So I look at things because I have some artists in my family and all. So you're going to be in accounting.
Yes, accounting.
Okay. What is your hardest subject? Most difficult for you?
The hardest subject. It should be maybe economics.
Economics.
Yes.
Okay. I have trouble with that too. And what do you find difficult?
Writing.
Writing?
Yes.
Oh, I should help you. 'Cause I
Yeah.
used to be a
I
journalist.
make a lot of mistakes.
Okay. Everybody makes mistakes. It's part of learning. Does it help your confidence?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. So, he who does not make mistakes is already in heaven.
Mm.
Remember that.
Yes.
Okay. Do you socialize? Do you date people here in this country, or you skip that part?
Yes. I go to a lot of club.
Hmm.
think I should go to a dance club tonight.
Dance club?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there's the square dancing they have. It's near Chemeketa. It's on 45th
Yeah.
Avenue and Silverton Road. I could give you when we're off the air every Wednesday, and lessons are free.
Oh.
I'll be happy to go there.
Yeah, it's called the Square Dance Center, 45th and Silverton Road. So for you people who want to dance and all, you come into the group. And you met people from Russia also? What
Yeah.
countries have you met?
I've met a lot of people, like from Russia, from Japan. All those Ashanti people, they are much here.
Okay.
Like those people from Russia, there are a lot here in Oregon.
Yeah, a lot of Russians, because
Yes.
I guess they're escaping because of communism and the economy there is not so great and all. I believe that have you been to the main library here, downtown?
Yeah.
I think
haven't
there's a
been
French
there.
club in the library, and you might look, since you do already speak French,
Mm-hmm.
of joining the French conversation group, and that also could put you at ease because you learn French and English at the same time.
Oh.
So that would be another thing. I'm trying to be almost like I'm your Uncle Lee, sort of an adopted Yankee uncle. Really not. And what other interests do you have are you athletic at all? Do you do running or play tennis or volleyball or
I used to play basketball when I was in my country.
basketball?
Yeah, but no more.
No,
Yeah.
Do you like to go swimming?
Yeah, I
Yes.
do go swimming.
Okay. There are some free swimming places around town here, and when in the warm weather, I'll tell you what it is. I'll be sure to give you you have email?
Yes.
I'll give you my email if you wish, and then we can correspond, and I could be like your talent scout to
Okay.
give you some tips, some cues about things around town. This Sunday at 2:30, there's classical music in the auditorium of the library. If you like violin and cello, but about an hour and a half free. It's called the Camerata Group, so that might be a good thing. And then afterward, you could bring your books and study in the library
Yeah.
for your next report.
Okay.
So I'm just thinking, I have not been to school. Let me see. Graduate school. The last time I was there is 1974.
Oh.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
I wasn't even born yet.
What year were you born?
1995.
Okay. You were born when Reagan was the president of the United States,
Yeah.
and you were born the same time, pretty
No.
much. What year?
1997.
So you're younger.
Yeah.
97 was during the Clinton years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I don't remember what. I think 97 was the time when Clinton got in trouble from having a kind of a relationship with his intern Monica Lewinsky. We won't go into that. That's dirty linen.
I don't know about it.
Okay, well, better you know. But Clinton got himself into trouble because they said he was having an affair with one of his interns,
Oh.
and he lied about it on television, and they came after him because the Republicans wanted to impeach him and embarrass him and all. So they tried to, but he didn't have enough votes to impeach him, and he's still kind of going strong now and all. Do you have any interest in the current election for president of the United States? Are you following that at all?
Yes, a little.
What does it look like to you?
I think there is 3 candidates. I don't know. There is Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's all I know about it.
I'm not really into politics.
Right now, I'll give you a quickie history, current events lesson. The people who are representing the Democratic and Republican Party, generally, the traditional politicians, are not so, they don't seem so much in favor of the voters, and the voters are going outside the traditional thing and looking for people who are sort of revolutionary or protesters to shake up the system and change it completely. So the old timers in the party are getting a little bit frightened because the 2 or 3 leading candidates Donald Trump on the Republican side is a billionaire real estate person from New York, and the other is Bernie Sanders, a senator who calls himself a social democrat, and he's an independent, and he is considered pretty ultra-liberal and sometimes radical. And so he's not considered mainstream for the Democrats, so to speak, by the traditional people. I'm not taking sides here. I'm just saying what the newspapers and the media say and all. So tell us what you think about the whole medium of television. Has it been fun?
Yeah, this is my first time. It was really fun. I wasn't really expecting it to be this way.
You thought I was going to come after you and pounce on you like a tiger?
Yeah, I was a bit nervous, but
I was
then
stressed.
I'm okay now.
But you're not nervous now?
No.
Okay, you better pick your thing.
Oh.
These are the microphones we have attached to us, everyone, and all. Tell us a little bit I'm going to ask about your national anthem of your country. Could you translate the words of your national anthem into English, pretty much, so we can appreciate
Work, union,
work,
and
work union?
yes, that's what I think.
That's all you remember, okay. And what about your national anthem? I'm not going to ask you to sing it, unless you want to.
I don't really know about the first sentence. It's like, people from Benin stand up, like be brave.
Yes?
That's the first sentence. And the second one will be hard for me to translate. Yeah.
Okay. Tell us what it's like to make friends at the college at Chemeketa.
It's really hard to make friends in Chemeketa because
Hard to make friends?
it's really hard to make friends because people like they mind their own business. People don't get like to talk with another.
Okay, you're not
They're always on their own, and
Okay.
yeah.
Are they-
Actually,
you-
it's
do you know the
easy
word
for me.
clique? A clique
Clique?
means like this, like a closed circle. People
Yeah.
like that, they stick with their own friends, and they don't want to make new friends so easily.
Yeah,
So-
and I only get to make new friends with international students.
Okay, we're gonna
But as for
we're gonna have to
Americans,
find a
yeah.
way to deal with that. Then that's very good. By the way, I want you to know, will you be here at the end of June?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have the World Beat Festival. It's an international festival at Riverfront Park, and this year it's about dealing with spices around the world.
Oh.
You have spices in your homeland?
Yes.
You could perhaps even be part of the festival. There's an African village there. They have an African village, a Latin American village, a Native American village, and all. I will put you in touch with Mary,
Okay.
and she is the manager, the coordinator of the World Beat Festival. Right now they have an art gallery with pictures from Mexico, and at some particular point you might do that. So I'll be your secret agent like James Bond. What do you have to say about that?
It should be
You
interesting.
know James Bond?
Yeah.
I'm Agent 008. James Bond +1. It's an original. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I like to tease and kid around a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool.
Humor is good for the soul, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any jokes or riddles you want to tell us from your homeland?
I'm not good at joke.
Okay. Are there any legends, folklore? When you were a little girl, did they
Folklore?
tell you some, like, fairy tales and stories about your homeland? Okay, good. I see my friends for the next show are here. Cool. So, okay. There's also an art gallery at Chemeketa, which you could visit. I think it's called the Gretchen Schulzer Art Gallery. We're going to do a show with them probably in March or April. And if you don't have classes and you want to come and see that, you'd be welcome to be a member of our audience here.
Okay.
In fact, anybody out there, if you want to, you could come here. Looks like our time is up and all, but so be it. Okay, this is Lee Coyne signing off and saying, have a happy. Bye now.